Welcome to TICE. Today in this conversation, I have with me Mr. Vignesh M. He's the co-founder of Torus Robotics. Welcome, Vignesh.
Thank you so much.
So, Vignesh, to begin with our conversation, can you tell my audience a little bit about what is Torus Robotics?
Yeah, so Torus is a deep climate tech startup, a 5-year-old company which is incorporated in 2019. So we are a Chennai-based company which works on axial flux electric motors and controller. Primarily a motor technology which is at least 50% lighter and compact, 15% more efficient compared to any other motor which is there in the market today.
So, if you can just take me through the journey, how this, idea came into existence.
Right. I mean, we started off this company in 2019 and we had this idea of making an electric motor because we saw the Indian EV industry getting in a boom. And we also found that 75% of the total energy consumption is going with the motors. So that is a disruptive space that we wanted to work on. And not just a regular motor, but also something for the future. And that's how we came with an idea of making an axial flux motor, which is for the future, which can go with disrupting the entire motor industry as on date.
Vignesh, we understand that, this industry is full of opportunities if we see from the outside, but somebody who is working and operating within the industry, I must say that there must be a lot of challenges.
Yes.
So could you please highlight some challenges that you face while working in the climate tech sector?
Absolutely, because like you rightly pointed out, we work on deep tech. So we are a deep tech company where innovation plays a lot of role into the tech.
Right.
And coming from the hardware background, it's not easy to create a tech without much of investments. So the first thing what comes as a challenge is financial aspects, where you need the intensive capital that is required to create an R&D or a tech product. So that is something what we start off with. And we managed to come through that process through the government grants, the support from Climate Launchpad and other programs as such. And we utilize these grants to create POCs, prototypes and everything. And that's how we catered to the innovation stage by stage. So 5 years down the line, we are now with an innovation which is already into production. We are commercially into the market, right?
At the same time, if we talk about technology, when you started back in 2019, AI was not, the hot topic. It was emerging, but today it is, like above everything, we can say. So how you have adapted to the technology?
Absolutely. If you talk about any deep tech, what innovation happens in the market today is not something for as on date, but something for the future. So every deep tech company out there is thinking on the future aspects. So even we got our alignment thinking about not the previous market, but what is going to be the future market. So that's how we got this confidence and alignment towards working on a deep tech solution for the future.
Also, back in 2019, we lacked some platforms to support climate tech. But today we have, Mosambi Climate Conference and other a few platforms. So how do you see the role of such organization and such platforms to help startups?
Absolutely. This is a very critical thing what is required today, and with conferences like Mosambi, it's very helpful for people to connect, align with the same climate space and get introduced to people who work on different technologies, especially for the climate alignment. So not just create a networking aspect, but also gives you new ideas how to go about with the climate impact space, especially. So the ideas are boundless and there's a lot of opportunity what we see from events like these.
So we must say that, the ecosystem is growing and there are many emerging platforms. At the same time, we are operating since 2019 and today we are in 2025. So can you just take me through the change of perspective and the mindset that you have experienced with investors within this industry?
Absolutely. That is one of the key reasons in terms of startup ecosystem as well, because back then, when we speak about deep tech as well as a climate tech, already deep tech is not a much interesting factor back then. And also climate, if you go for climate, there's no much of an interest. But today with all these events happening and a lot of interest and alignment towards the climate part of it, investors are coming and reaching out to startups like us, where they focus on both deep tech as well as for the climate tech. So there's a lot of importance given to the climate aspect as on this.
So just to close this conversation, can you give some tips or advice that you have learned through your way to the aspiring entrepreneurs who want to, get into the climate tech sector?
Absolutely. One advice what I would like to give to our fellow entrepreneurs is that if they want to get something or do something on the climate space, this is the right time to do it, because the market is early. There's a lot of support which is coming up for the climate aspect. So they can go on with 100% confidence to create something for the climate aspect, which is a need of the hour today. So there's a lot of opportunities out here, and they can very well confidently reach out to the market if they want to get in the climate space too.
All right, Vignesh, thank you so much for connecting this.
Sure.